Got my eye out. We need music.
Oh, Daniel is back as well.
Yeah.
Did you buy his flight?
No. What it like to be famous.
And good evening, we are live on Freak Show number 20. We have a full guests tonight. So first of all, we have Melvin Zed from France. How are you, sir?
Hi.
Yeah.
We have Stig over from sunny down south somewhere.
Down south, yeah, as south as you can get in England without getting your feet wet. Hi all.
We have Adi and Linda from the Mad Max Museum. Woo! And we have Mechanized from somewhere in Worcester. Woo! Okay, so
hello everyone.
Hello everybody, and hello everybody online. If you want to say who you are and where you're from, and currently any questions as well for the panel. So first of all, we'd like to thank you all for coming on. So a quick question over to Adi and Linda. Is the Mad Max Museum now open?
Yes.
Yes, we opened on July the 3rd.
We did.
Oh, excellent.
Just in time for the holiday.
Yeah.
So yes, we're back open. Yes.
What sort of opening times is it? Is it every day or certain days during the week?
Yes. No, we're open 7 days, 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock, but 7 days a week.
Oh, blimey.
Wow. So guys, if you're over in Australia, you have to visit this place. This is awesome. It's the mecca for Mad Max, and it's also lovely to see Linda on the show as well. First time for Linda. Awesome. What time do you actually open, Adi?
Oh, 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning. Awesome. So, and also we have a special guest all the way over, our first person ever from France. We have the legendary
Bonjour.
Melvin Zed. Bonjour. Hey.
Mr. Melvinator.
Melvin, mate.
So how are you, Melvin? Whereabouts are you from?
Fine, very fine. Thank you.
Whereabouts are you based, Melvin, in France?
Oh, I'm based in west of France, in Brittany, near a place called Rennes, so west in France, in the countryside, in the French Outback, in the deep wasteland.
Outback.
You get many kangaroos there?
Yeah. I'm living next to like some kind of little zoo. So there are actually quite a few kangaroos, like 5 minutes from my place.
Oh.
And a bunch of ewes as well.
So,
excellent.
So a question to Melvin and Adi and Linda. When did you three guys first meet?
Oh, it was in 7 years ago for the second Silverton collective meeting. It was my first trip in Australia, and I wanted to visit the Mad Max locations. And of course, Broken Hill and the Mad Max Museum was on my list. So it was actually the first time I went there and met Adrian and Linda.
Never been the same since.
So, Adi and Linda, when did you first hear of the legendary Melvin? Because in the Mad Max community, he's all over the place, isn't he? He's almost a legend in himself.
Crown Walk, I think it was.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what it was when we first heard about Melvin. I think
From the collective.
I think it was through the
Yeah.
collective from the first event Melvin came to, because what we didn't realise, it had been organised for Melvin and Char,
Yeah.
Melvin's partner, to what they were doing as a surprise is they were painting this big on canvas, a huge piece of canvas. They were painting this incredible picture, this painting that we have up in the museum. And at least, I think it was either 2, 3 or 4 days, and it was pretty hot at the time, and they were outside, that they spent on this incredible painting. Actually, you know, before I knew Melvin, I actually felt a bit sorry for him, for Melvin and Shan. There were 3 days of the holiday up with this, doing this paint. But it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible piece of work. I was so shocked because it was unveiled to us at the end of the collective, and it was quite overwhelming, actually. You know, and then since then, Melvin and Shav have been over and been painting all around the museum, and all the murals on the museum are by Melvin and
Wow.
and Shan. Absolutely incredible. But that was, I think, that was the first time that we'd heard about Melvin. I'm pretty sure, anyway.
Yes. And he couldn't speak very much English.
Yeah.
By the time he left,
Well, he improved on
swearing.
that one.
So a quick question to Melvin. Melvin, when did you first get into Mad Max?
10 years ago, I wanted to write a very small book about the movies. So I began to make some researches, and after a while, after like a couple of years, I really felt the need to go to Australia, and I thought it will be the final chapter of my adventure with Mad Max, but in fact it was just the first part of it. So this small book began to be a very huge project, and some years after, I think it was actually 5 years ago, day by day, we started to shoot the documentary, which was a second big adventure for me on the Mad Max universe.
So Adi and Linda, would you like to explain what this documentary is? What is the Archaeologist of the Wasteland?
Okay, so it was quite a few years ago, actually. It wasn't long after I really kind of moved to Silverton, and I had the information after talking to locals that certain things had been buried out at the pinnacles, even though the area was cleaned up after where the compound site was. Even though the area had been cleaned up after the film, certain things had gone into the big moat they had around the compound. So I had this information, and I'd always had the idea, if it was ever possible, I never thought it'd be possible to do it because of the logistics involved, but I always had this idea that one day it'd be a great idea to possibly at least dig some of it up and see what we could find. And the reason the whole documentary came about, certainly with Melvin, was over here one year, and we'd gone down to Ian Mitchell's house, and Ian Mitchell was the unit runner in Broken Hill. Ian Mitchell was the unit runner on Mad Max 2, and we were outside Ian's house, and I was just saying to Ian, look, I'm still real keen to do this dig out the pinnacles, but of course it involved having to have a meeting with the elder of the Aboriginal people over here as well, because it's sacred land. And Melvin overheard this. And Melvin said, what's this? You know, so we explained to Melvin what it was. I think within the hour, Melvin had been in touch with a producer in France and organised to go back and organise all this, and then come back with some equipment and start filming it. So that's really how the whole thing got going. So it was about finding, excavating some of the site and seeing what we could find. There was a little bit. I don't want to give too much away. That we were specifically looking for something. But I don't want to give too much away about that, because it's I don't want to kind of spoil the doc.
Yeah.
But anyway, we found some really good things. But that's how it all came about.
I must admit, we've seen the documentary, and it's one of the best documentaries I've seen. It's so funny, it's really well filmed, it's really entertaining, it's just brilliant. It is absolutely amazing. So what are the plans for you guys to actually release it? What, you know, is it going to be at film festivals, or when's it coming out? How can people at some point see this film?
The movie was done, finished end of 2019, last year, and we were supposed to screen it in various movie theaters and festival during spring, but COVID-19 changed everything. So most of the movie release, most of the screening were postponed and are going to happen in September, October, and November. And after this first batch of screenings, we are going to release the movie on Blu-ray, on a Blu-ray disc, and we are actually working on the bonuses because I shot so much material. I have hours and hours of interviews. I have hours of footage of the interceptor, the museum, the desert, kangaroos, emus, a lot of stuff. So
I have to say, I can't wait myself to see the kangaroos.
I must admit, yeah, I can't
actually,
wait.
I want to see Rod Hull.
Chasing kangaroos with my drone, I think was one of the most
Give me ideas, man.
Also, Adi, you come over so well on the documentary. You're a really good presenter and very, very natural. Did you sort of have to practice, or having spoken to you quite a few times now, I know you're a really friendly guy and really great with people. So did you rehearse anything, or did Melvin just sort of sit back and record you?
Well, overall, in general, I think because of the passion that I had to do this, it was all everything was natural. Because I was so excited about what we were doing and the fact that it was being documented. But I will tell you this: Melvin did need some shots that did involve some acting, and Melvin doesn't take the first cut as the one to do. And so I was constantly having to do things, and then I thought I'd done something right. I thought I'd done but these were only small pieces. We weren't acting. It wasn't anything. We weren't making anything up on the documentary. All that was just certain scenes for dramatic purposes. I had to kind of act, but there was only a few small sections that we kind of had to do that just for that little bit of effect. But no, I just found because everything was real and I was having to make the phone calls, having to talk to people, and having to go places. It was just kind of a natural progression of the documentary that went on, and Melvin captured that beautifully. But I've got to mention one person that I've got to meet. This guy, the editor, Richard Reffort, I think, is that right, Melvin? This guy is an absolute genius that actually edited this together. Yeah. How he managed to capture kind of the dramatic side of it and then the funny side of it, and then put this all together. We were so impressed with that. The professionalism as well, how it comes across. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Richard. One day I really have to meet this guy. He's an absolute genius.
Yeah, I must admit, we've watched the documentary and it's awesome. It is seriously really funny, really entertaining. It's one of those ones you want to watch multiple times because you keep picking up new bits of information that you've missed because it's so full of stuff. It's absolutely amazing.
Ask Melvin to show you some outtakes.
Oh, we were.
Oh yes, go on.
Well, he's working on the Blu-ray DVD extras. So hopefully the blooper reel will be in there.
Well, we've actually got the trailer, which we can show now on the stream. So can we just show the trailer, and then we've got Adi and Melvin and Linda. If you want to stop us at any point through the trailer and sort of make any comments or give us any background of what on earth was going on. Hold on, let me just add this. This is okay. So first of all,
I think it's too good to talk over.
It doesn't matter what it is, but passing on.
That's a good best shot.
Wow.
I remember that
It looks so stunning.
Was that your car, Adi?
Yes, the one that built in England. Yeah.
Oh my God! You know what? I can't believe what I
That's
just
it.
That was me 2 years ago.
This is actually illustrations by a good friend called Floating Fantask. A very good illustrator.
Wow.
Who's that?
Hey, Linda.
Ah,
Day after day, and then 18 months later brought out the Interceptor.
Well, I wasn't happy with finishing there with Mad Max. I knew that I needed to kind of do something else. With.
Wow. AD, you've got to be the coolest man on the planet. You really are.
hey, was
I've
the,
got one of the coolest jobs, that's for sure.
is this where you were chasing the roos with your drone?
Exactly.
The kangaroos.
I love this shot.
Well, the scenery is amazing.
That one. Look at that.
How far is that from the Mad Max Museum?
The Monday Lookout's only 4.5 kilometres from
here.
Yeah. It's just a continuation of the Silverton Road, is it? Well, you come up from Broken Hill into Silverton, and then you just carry on past Silverton itself, and it takes you straight out to the lookout, which is absolutely stunning. It really is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Lots and lots, isn't there?
My initial plan was to build a small display of a few things.
And that's when we were first doing a little display, really, before we built, yeah.
Yeah, very.
We'll put the link so everybody can watch this later on. The trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer. So we will share the trailer.
A quick question, AD. How many cars and bikes do you have at the museum?
Oh,
Count.
I've got, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. You think I know that, wouldn't you?
They're all taxed.
There's probably, let me have a think. There's 2 interceptors. We've got the Red X there, the Landau. We've got the snake truck now, the original snake truck, the Interceptor wreck. I think we've got 3 original buggies in there. We've got the. Oh yeah. Anyway, we've
About 27.
I think there's about 27 vehicles all told.
Oh my god!
Some of them replicated, but originals as well. So, and the replicated vehicles, they're rare vehicles as well. You know, the actual base cars.
Yeah.
And they're identical. We didn't cut any corners when we were actually building these vehicles. We made them exactly like they were in the film. You know, if it meant cutting perfectly good panels, and the panels had to be cut, that kind of thing. You know, it was so that people can see exactly what they look like in the film. And the reason we had to do replicas is because those particular vehicles were destroyed in the film.
Right.
And there were pretty important vehicles in the film, so it's nice for people to see what they look like. You know, full size and in a complete condition before they were wrecked, of course. So,
who actually built all the replica cars?
that we have here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, myself and a friend in Broken Hill. Yeah, myself and a friend down there. We built them down at his workshop. Yeah, so that's what we were. We just finished one. The last one we put in was the Valiant, the 2-door Valiant, and we were working on that all last year. We managed to get into the museum in February. I've got to tell you quickly just a funny story about getting the car in. This was the freshly painted room and everything. I'd made a new entrance, and I thought I had loads of room. And my friend Terry was driving the car, and I was guiding him. And through laziness, I didn't actually move one of the buggies enough out of the way. And I just said to Terry, "Look, come on, keep coming." And he drove it forward, and he got stuck between the museum and the buggy, and we couldn't go. We could only go forward or backwards. I thought, well, I'm not going to risk any more scrapes and damage by going back out. I just said to Terry, I said, "Look, hit the gas," and he hit the gas. Let me just say, we've put a go faster scrape all the way down the side of the car, but anyway, it's Mad Max. You know. But we got it in, that's the main thing. I wasn't taking it out and bringing it back. I said, no, just hit the gas. So we got it in.
Awesome. Oh my God. It looks
Well,
amazing.
there's a question for you, AD, from the Mad Max Bible. Will you put the Interceptor wreck on display?
It is.
It's been on display now for nearly 2 weeks.
Oh, there you go, Mad Max Bible. Go and get out into the Outbacks.
So if we carry on with the documentary first, because we've got loads of questions, loads of questions. So let's.
So it was at this point then I realised that we really need to do something special.
That was a new sign.
So can you just stop a sec, Mark? So initially then, AD, you were only going to do like a small Mad Max demonstration, was it, until the newspapers or TV channel got involved? Was that?
So the plan was, that was it. Well, the plan was to do a display in the front garden. So maybe maybe they could have give me a gold coin, something like that, but have a display in the front garden. And because this was all new to me, I didn't know that we were going to be able to survive on opening a museum or anything like that. So I was going to get work as a pan bleacher or painter in Broken Hill and just have this permanent display here for people to enjoy. And then Channel 7 got wind of this and sent a reporter up pretty much straight away. And I explained to him, I said, well, I haven't done anything. I said, I've got a car that I've brought from England and a couple of other things. And he said, no, it's your story that's interesting. But by the time it had gone out on the news, it made it sound like this was going to be some huge museum that was going to, be the epicenter of Silverton. And I thought, geez, and something within I think it was within 10 or 15 minutes of that going out on the news. I don't know how people get hold of your phone number. The phone started ringing with every man and his dog across Australia wanting to do an interview about this mad Englishman that was going to open a museum. So the plans for the little display went out the window, and we thought, right, if we're going to do this now, we're going to have to kind of do something quite substantial. So that was it. We decided how it was going to be, where it was going to be, how big it was going to be, and then I just prayed to God that when this thing was finished, that we could fill it. Which 10 years on, we're at full capacity now. But that's how it did come about. It was originally just going to be a display in the front garden.
We didn't actually make a plan of how to build. We just went with the shape of the garden.
Strangely, having talked to you, to AD, and you, Linda, I'm not at all surprised there was no plan at all.
No, there's no plan. To come to Australia and build a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Well, Linda, actually, from woman to woman, you deserve a medal.
Yeah.
To move out there and in the desert and actually supporting your husband with this. I have to say that.
I'd work walking out here in stilettos, I'll tell you that.
And also, I'd just like to say a big shout out to all the different tribes online, everybody over from the US, USA, we've got a load of people from Europe, got a load of people from Australia. Also, hello to all AD and Linda's sons. So, hello, everybody.
Hello, Daniel. I hope the flight's been bought.
No, we cancelled it.
Because of COVID.
Yeah. Well, we're carrying.
And can we shout out to all the grandkids, because they never get a mention often. We've got 9 of them.
9? Oh my
gosh.
9 children. Yes. And apparently they're all going to run the museum. Yes, they're good kids. Yeah.
9 kids. Wow. So as a family, you do have a hobby. So that's good. Okay, let's get back to the documentary. Let's carry on. Melvin, by the way, your photography, were you the main cameraman?
I was the only one.
You were
with Grant time to time.
So you were the head photographer.
Yeah, director, photographer, scenarist. It was a big team of one guy and some help from Adrian, Grant. When I was interviewing somebody, sometimes Adrian helped me with the sound and stuff like this. So it was a very, very small unit.
Is the Mad Max scene very big in France? Because literally you are the only French person I know into Mad Max.
No, not so much. there are a lot of people who are moviegoers, like George Miller stuff and like Mad Max, of course, but you don't have big Mad Max fans like I met in USA or in Japan or, of course, in Australia, because Mad Max fans, the big Mad Max fan is really linked to the petrolhead movement. So in Japan, bikers who are really into Mad Max, people who love muscle cars and stuff like that. And in France, we don't have a very strong motorbike or car culture, so it's quite small.
Oh, right.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
you're definitely our most favourite French person. Completely. Okay, okay, Mark, would you like to carry on? So this is the front of the museum, AD.
It is, but I've added some truck exhaust stacks either side of the door for a dramatic effect.
Oh my God! Wow,
That's pretty impressive. Some of that.
that is stunning stuff.
Whoop, there we go. So that, how big is that area?
It's let me have a look. Well, it's 10 meters. It's the front is 10 meters wide, and it used to go back about because it's 50 meters long. So it used to go back about 30 meters, and then we had to extend to 40 meters in front of the shed where the bus now is. So what you're seeing there is right to the back. The side of the shed is, of course, the back. That's out the back. But and we're roughly about what we're working on there is about halfway down the museum, so it's double that in length.
Jeez.
I think, yeah, because we've got the ruin there that you can see on the left, the ruin next door. So yeah, so initially it would finish where you can see the last bit of steel there. But as I said, and they used to have a sliding gate on that area there that would block out everything else. But then, as I say, when we got the bus, there was nowhere to put the bus apart from bring it in through the side property and just back it in front of the shed. So we kind of extended back to where the shed is. So yeah, and also sorry, go on.
And you're saying it's now absolutely full?
It's everything. The whole place is chock-a-block. We couldn't get another vehicle in it or anything like that if we tried. Actually, in February, I extended 2 meters into the garden. I waited till Linda went to England to do it.
Oh, God. Can you believe it? Yes, I can.
I borrowed 2 meters of the lawn. Anyway, it looks better with the vehicles in there than the lawn did. But so we're really struggling now. I mean, the inside area here as well is pretty much full, even on the ceiling. So it's going to be a problem. I do have other things to display, so I'm going to have to reassess some areas outside, see if I can fit different things in. But as for the vehicles, it's going to be a real struggle to get anything else in. But I'm saying that
if anything comes along, I'll keep that room.
Oh yeah, I'll find a way. I've got a big crowbar, but we'd have to. Yeah, we'll kind of cross that bridge if we go to. But yeah, so going from this, when we first opened, my concern was, of course, as I said earlier, not being able to fill the place up because you couldn't just go out and buy these things to put in the museum. It was a case of hoping that people from Broken Hill or people that were involved with the film, you know, would help out and come forward, and which they did, but it was gradual. But over the 10 years now, we've got to the point where we're absolutely bursting at the seams, which is fantastic. And it's not like I'm looking for anything else. It's just in case something else comes along that might be a problem. But anyway, that's. So that's.
See that garden you can see on that screen. Right? He's got his eye on that. Let me tell you. Oh yeah.
At the front, but it would block the house off. That's the only thing. But that's the only bit that's left. That would be accessible, but anyway, so yeah, but anyway, we're real happy with where we're at with it at the moment, and yeah, so we'll just carry on as we are for now, I think.
So I think anybody goes anywhere near Australia, this is the place to go. This is soon as they open up, you know, from COVID and we can all travel. Everybody's coming there. Do you want to carry?
Definitely.
Do you want to carry it on, Mark?
I like your triffids on the left-hand side. They're quite impressive. Is that another sideline?
Yes, the triffids, yes. It is, you're absolutely right, it is, yeah.
You've got to have aloe vera for everything that stings you and bites you over here. You use aloe vera to fix it all.
Yeah, we used to do the same. When I lived in Portugal, just go out, cut a bit off, and that's better. Sorted.
That's it. Everything. Even snake bites.
A quick question: what is across from the Mad Max Museum?
Nothing.
The desert.
Nothing.
A kangaroo.
You've got 500 meters down
to the pub,
down to the Silverton Hotel.
Right.
So there is a fenced area. It used to be the cricket oval back in the day, back in the turn of the century. You know, when say turn of the century, actually in the late 1800s when mining was here, they had a cricket oval. You can actually see it from Google Earth, the actual oval. There is an old wire fence on it, but no, there's nothing.
The other businesses, we have Silverton Hotel, the art galleries, the information centre, and new to town is a camel rides, which is brilliant.
So
there's a little bakery. That's a recently new added on bakery down near the pub. So it's all right. You've got everything you need. Just don't fall out with them.
Wise words, Linda. Wise words.
When you go out the back, if you were to carry on walking out the back in 6 hours, you'd end up in Adelaide. So
you can survive for 6 hours. Yeah.
Well, if they're walking, no, that's driving. If you were walking, but no, there's nothing out the back. It's just a beautiful landscape. That's where we take the dogs for a walk. It's just the landscape around Silverton is it's incredible. It's the only way you can describe it. I mean, we get there's things being shot here at the moment as well as filming going on at the moment with things at the moment. It doesn't matter what direction you're looking, and Melvin will tell you this when you look at some of Melvin's shots. It doesn't matter what direction you're looking, you could be on the set of a movie. Every backdrop is, it's just perfect for everything. It's just, it's got everything you need. It's just absolutely incredible.
We got the film crew going around at the moment doing the Flying Doctors series.
The new Flying Doctors series.
Are they back on again?
One of the stunt guys in that is Mick Van Morsel off Fury Road.
Off Fury Road, he called up to see us.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I tell you who called in to see us, which was a real surprise for me, was Justine Clark. You may have seen it on his Facebook page. Justine Clark, that was the little girl from Thunderdome.
Yeah.
She's out here filming that. Yeah. So that was a real surprise. So that was lovely. Yeah, that was just last week.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So I must admit, everybody we talk to on the show, we always invite them over to your festival. So any Mad Max person, we're going, gosh, you've got to go to the 40-year anniversary.
Excellent. Sorry, I've interrupted the doco again. All right.
Oh yeah, should we carry on, Mark?
Yep, go for it.
Yay! Dennis Williams.
Yeah.
Wow. That looks stunning, though. Absolutely amazing.
Must be like a prospector finding a lump of gold. That's how I feel. This is nearly 35 years old. To find a piece that sat there all this time. Incredible.
No. That was real as well. That was planted. That was real.
And I would be off.
I'd be off. Back in the camper van.
Although I do have to tell you something.
Look
Melvin,
at that. God.
Bloody hell. What's that snake?
You've got to like them things though, because snakes don't like them.
To keep the snakes away.
Yeah,
keep
the snakes away. So
okay, I carry one then. I take one as my utility thingy.
Personal bodyguard. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you
I hang it around my neck. Oh God, look at that mouth, Jesus!
Wow.
You can see actually one of the lizard dead next to the feral kid hole in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow, hold on. That's quite a big area, isn't it?
So, AD, how did you get the idea? Like, okay, let's take some diggers and just dig it up.
Yeah. So initially, what were you looking for? Are you allowed to sort of say what you were looking for?
Well, I was looking. Let me just say, I was looking for a couple of vehicles. But on this particular, I mean, that area you can see on the screen there, that was only a small part of. There was two areas like that. I think just to the left of the actual hall there, I think that's the entrance. I think that's the entrance to the compound.
Yeah.
Because we dug the other side as well. So it was. Most people would be familiar with the entrance of the compound. The full front of the compound, where all the tyres were, where the moat was, that's what we dug up. So we were looking for a couple of things in particular, a couple of vehicles. But I don't want to give too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much.
You're looking for stuff, yeah.
But we came across some absolute gems, and there's one thing in particular that we found that actually blew me away, and was actually quite relative to because Linda brought Max Aspin. Max was staying with us at the time, and brought Max Aspin out to the Pinnacles the first time since he'd finished filming. Oh, actually, no, he came back to do Razorback, but it was still a very long time ago. That was only a couple of years after Mad Max 2 that he came back. But we brought him out, and this particular item that we found was actually quite relevant to one of the stunts he did. So to show Max that, after such a long time was just incredible. But yeah, I think that it was the curiosity of knowing that these things, certain things had ended up in the ground.
Yeah.
And to think that they'd been left there for all these years and they'd been forgotten about. Only this mad Englishman was going to go out there and spend all this money on digging up. You can imagine when a lot of the stuff that was in the ground, of course, are corroded so badly. Out here, because it's so dry, you could leave a piece of metal out here for 1,000 years and it wouldn't rot away. But in the ground, because of the salt and the slight moisture in the ground, it things. That's a problem. But it was just that curiosity of wanting to know what was left there. Now, even though it was a huge area that we did the two areas, the actual area around the compound was so massive that we were limited to what we could do. That's the thing. We only had a day because of the cost of it. Was a 20-ton excavator, which wasn't cheap. So the cost, of course, was one of the factors as well. But I would like to go back. I mean, the stuff's not going anywhere. Over time, obviously, it's going to deteriorate even more. But I would do it again when the time is right. I'd definitely go back and then. But we need to get Melvin back over here to film the sequel.
Well, the Mad Max Bible just asked if there will be a sequel.
Yeah.
So there you go, Melvin. Get on that plane.
Also, Melvin, how many cameras did you use? Because the cinematography is beautiful in the whole documentary. It does look absolutely stunning.
The fact is, I had. When Adrian told me about his idea to dig the place, I thought it was a great idea, and my first idea was, I have to be there, and when are you going to do it? I want to be there, and next was, we have to shoot it, we have to document the whole stuff to make like. My first initial plan was to make like a video for YouTube or something like this with a tourist camera, and after I said myself, maybe we could make something a little bit bigger. So I contacted a friend in France who is working in production and he's a director of movie. And he told me, okay, he gave me some materials, some equipment, a 5D camera and some sound equipment and a ticket plane, and told me, go there and shoot the whole stuff. But it was actually the first time I used 5D. So it took me a little time to get used to it. And so we had one camera, a 5D. I think Grant had a Sony camera as well, and a drone, and that's it. And but the fact is, the Australian landscape and the Australian light, it's wonderful, amazing. It's not by chance. It's not if they choose this place to shoot all those movies, Mad Max 2 or Wake in Fright or Razorback, because the scenery is gorgeous. So the only thing you have to do is put record on your camera and after the light of the desert, do the whole stuff. The biggest work is not done by me. It was done by the nature itself.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy to have beautiful pictures. I mean, it's big cars, a big intercept. if you have to shoot a big interceptor in the desert, it's easy to make something nice.
Yeah, but you did do a stunning job. It's such a beautifully filmed documentary. And Ada, you come over such as a warm character, a complete eccentric Englishman. And Linda, everybody loves Linda because you are the best wife in the world. Who else would let their husband do all this? Honestly. So big round of applause for Linda. Linda, you are a legend. We all love Linda. But seriously, the documentary is amazing. Did you think when you were filming it was going to be?
Is that just my internet playing up or everybody else's?
Just yours. So, so question to Ada and Linda and Melvin: when you were filming it, did you realise it was going to come out so good?
I didn't know.
After seeing Melvin shots, we had a good idea. Yes. Yeah.
It was. I think my whole kind of concentration at the time, of course, was just the dig. I didn't realise unless Melvin came up to me with the camera to ask me something that you kind of forgot that Melvin was filming.
Yeah.
It's only until I saw the first cut that Richard had done that blew me away. And I thought it was on because there was a few different versions before Melvin got it absolutely right, you know, what he wanted. But this first version that was sent to us, it was like, you know, it was very similar to my reaction to seeing Mad Max for the first time. I thought, this guy's, you know, the way he put this, and I just knew that when Melvin was explaining the process of what had to be done and things that had to be removed and then the artwork that was at it, you just knew it was going to be something really, really special. And then to see the final cut of it was just absolutely, well, it just blew us away, you know, and everybody there hasn't been a lot of people have seen it, but some of the people that we know that have seen it have been so impressed with it. It's just yeah. So, but as I say, at the time, I was kind of unaware of what was going on. It was only really until Melvin went back to France and kind of got all this thing going that we realised that it was going to be something pretty special.
Yeah, I tried to think about how it could look at the end, but I was totally inexperienced. It was the first time I was doing something like this, so actually I didn't really have any idea at all. And
wing it. Always the best.
The fact is, I was really lucky that my friend who produced me and gave me the material, Pascal, Thomas, and Eric, they introduced me to Richard, and he made a very great professional work. And without him, I would not be able to edit the whole stuff. I mean, I came back with hours and hours and hours of footage, and I tried to think about the whole stuff, but I was drawn in it. It was too much, way too much footage. So if I had to edit the movie was something like 6 hours long, and it couldn't work. So we were very lucky to meet Richard, and Richard made a very tremendous work. He took my shots and make them more professional than they actually look at the beginning as rushes. So it was a pretty good job.
Oh my
it's true. You can have too much footage, and a good editor is worth his weight in gold. It just brings everything together, but I
rather think it's
terrific as well. The color grading.
It's better to have too much material than not enough.
Yeah, but I think the pacing of the whole documentary is so. It's so interesting and it's so fun. You know, there's not like a low. It's brilliant. Seriously, it's so funny. And like Ada, you come over. It shows your character. It shows the true eccentric Englishman. You are a national treasure. You should be knighted. That's all I can say.
Well, just behind the bigger bucket there, you can actually see that's the Mad Max pinnacle.
Wow!
Just to the left of the arm of the digger, you see that little mound.
Yeah.
Well, just to the which is still part of the pinnacle, but just to the right. Keep going to your right on the bigger bit. Keep going just there. Oh, I got well. It's, but anyway, Max and the dino captain were actually camped in the dip of the pinnacle. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, yeah.
Right, if they're going away.
Hey, did you have any problem getting permissions to dig there, or was it not much problem?
Well, we had a meeting. I kind of developed this relationship with the elder of a lady named Maureen O'Donnell, was the elder of the Aboriginal Land Council out here, and I'd already spoken to Maureen previously about taking people out there and what have you. But we went down there. We went. Myself and Melvin went to see Maureen, and she was well, as you'll see in the document, she was really appreciative that we'd gone to see her. And actually, she didn't know, even though it's different now. Back then, it was the laws were a little bit more slacker, but all the laws involving Indigenous land has all tightened up over the last few years, and a lot of the land rights have been given back to the Indigenous people. Yeah. So, but Maureen was when I explained to Maureen, I thought I'd dropped. Well, not us, but Kennedy Miller in it. He was under the impression, what she told us was, when they were first approached all those years ago to film out there, he was just under the impression that they were going to drive cars and ride bikes around the area. She said she didn't really, she didn't know they were going to take 500 tons of sacred dirt out of the ground to build the festival finally. But anyway, when we said, look, we know things have gone in the ground, Maureen's reaction was, go out and get it out of the ground, just get it out. So, and it was like a double-edged sword. The way we put it to it is not only would these items benefit the museum, but what we would do, we would take every last rusting up and bolt, everything that shouldn't be in that ground, we would take out, and that's exactly what we did. We said, look, we'll basically cleanse the land, and it benefits us as well. So it was, both parties were kind of benefiting from what we'd done out there. So we did the right thing as well. The actual driver of the loader, who was fantastic, was actually one of Maureen's grandsons. Wow. And he actually worked in the mine, but he came to do this job. And I tell you what, when he jumped in that loader, it was the first time he'd been in it. He drove up to the pinnacles. We just pointed where we needed him to dig, and he kept going. We actually had to tell him to stop. We said, look, you better stop and have a break. He worked. I mean, and he was fantastic. I mean, he was careful when he needed to be, and so it was. The whole experience was I was so excited, and because you never knew what was going to come out the ground. That was the thing. You didn't know it. When he went in with the bucket and he'd take it out, then you'd find something else. And so it was like a big look. It was like a lucky day for lottery, really. But it was just a fantastic day for everybody, I think.
It's amazing.
Well, Martin Nitro asked, did you use any metal detectors or ground radar to find stuff?
No, but I'll tell you, no, because we'd had the area mapped out, what we were going to do. We'd already done this. Melvin had actually taken some drone shots, so we actually knew exactly where the moat was. So we'd worked it all out. So that was, we knew we had so much time to dig there. So because that was the only area we were going to dig, we knew we could dig it all up and find everything that was in there. But what we did do initially, we went out there previous to this, because when we were looking for this certain vehicle where we knew where it was initially parked, I made a drill bit, a big long drill bit. This thing was about 7 foot long, and we went out with a generator and this drill, and we fired up the generator, and we were pushing this drill. Honestly, we went right down into the ground, and it hit something. Well, one of the guys that was there from the Land Council, it was a friend of Maureen's grandson that came with us. He felt something move about 6 feet away, something like. So that's what we did. We didn't use a metal detector because most of the things that were in the ground were actually so far down that a metal detector really may have struggled to maybe have picked it up, but that was. I still got the drill. I can't get the drill bit out. I put it in that tight. I can't get the drill bit out of the drill. But that's what we initially did. We went down into the ground, You see, another reason it was fairly easy to do was when they finished film. When you watch the film, you'll see to the right of the compound in the background, you will see piles of rock and dirt. Now that's what was taken out of the moat.
Yeah.
Now, when they filled it back in, actually to this day that was still there. So what they did is they went down to the creek to make it easier, and they filled it full of creek sand. So as soon as you got through the surface crust, you could literally pull it out with your hands. It was really, really soft. So when we went in with the digger, with the actual bucket, the edges were defined anyway because of where it had been previously dug.
Yeah.
That was still hard up. So when the bucket went in, it went right up to the edge, and we just worked our way along like this, along the edge. So, I mean, I have used metal detectors in the past when I've been out wandering about, but normally if you know exactly where to look, you'll find things. But with this one, because we did know that there was things in the ground, we didn't really need to use a metal detector, but just the silly big 7-foot drill thing that
well, definitely big for the Mad Max history, isn't it?
Yes,
you wrote history with that.
Absolutely. So a quick question to Melvin. So Melvin, how did you first get into Mad Max?
Oh, I think when I was something like 14 years old, the movie theater next to my parents' house organized a screening of the 3 Mad Maxes from midnight to 6 o'clock. And I asked my father, "Oh, can we go? Can we go? Can we go?" And we finally, I was allowed to go. So it was the first time I saw the movies, and I discovered the 3 movies in a movie theater, 14 years old. And to see those movies for the first time in a movie theater in the right order was quite spectacular for me. And I remember very well how impressed I was by Mad Max 1, and I remember very well how I was impressed by the beginning of Mad Max 2, and especially with the beginning, after the narration, when the screen goes from this to that, I was like hooked in my seat. I said myself, "Oh shit, movies look like this all the time." So I was really interested in this movie, but I was interested in many other movies. I like a lot of other movies, and I choose to work on Mad Max because I thought that there was like a lack of. I thought it was a good idea to write something. I feel the need to write something about the Mad Max movies, and I thought it was a good movie to write on because it was a huge myth, and it's not like American movies like Star Wars or Ghostbusters or Alien or The Exorcist, where you can find a lot of articles and books and stuff like that. I thought that there was pretty small stuff about the Mad Max movies. So I said myself, "Oh, I want to do something about this." I didn't know at the time that it will take me like 10 years. I will go like 6 or 7 times, I don't remember, to Australia, and I made something like 100 interviews with cast and crews. So I found a way bigger story than I expected.
Wow!
And are all those interviews in Archaeologist?
Sorry?
Are all those interviews, are they in Archaeologist of the Wasteland, or is this available elsewhere, the interviews you did?
It's for your book.
It's for my book.
It's in the book.
Yeah,
Oh, it's in the book.
Yeah.
And what's the title of the book? The title?
Sorry?
The title of the book?
I don't know yet. I will decide. I will decide about that at the very last moment.
Okay.
It is amazing.
It's almost done. I'm finishing the last chapters and the last stuff, and it's quite almost done.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a mad movie.
So will it come out at about the same time as Archaeologist of the Wasteland?
Yeah, so what is the...
Maybe a little bit later, because it's a very huge text, and it will take a lot of time to reading of with my editor. So
Sure.
sometime in 2021.
Is it planned to come out in English as well? Because our French is
Yeah, I
not
hope so.
good.
Yeah. I hope,
Look at the pictures.
Look at
Pictures.
but quick question, Adi. We were chatting to Tom, Tomo from Japan a couple of weeks ago. We had him on.
Yeah.
Have you seen his book in Japanese of all the Mad Max history and all the collectible stuff?
Yes, he sent us a book over with. It was some fans that came through, wasn't it? Some fans came to visit us, and he'd sent it with them. Yeah, no, I've got the. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's brilliant. Tom, I've never met Tom. I really need to meet Tom.
Yeah,
he's a character.
Absolutely lovely guy. Really lovely guy. And also, Melvin, it looks like behind you, I take it you also collect a lot of Mad Max stuff?
Yeah, with the years, I get it like a lot. But I'm mostly interested in articles and books. And one of my main work was to collect every articles written about the Mad Max movies. So my first step was to go to the French Cinematheque, where I found a lot of material. Then when I went in Australia, I collected a lot over there. I went to the Cinematheque in Melbourne, and then I went to the National Sound and Archives, Sound and Image Archives in Canberra, where I collected a lot of material. I think I actually have something like 5,000 articles or books about the Mad Max movies.
Gosh.
So to write my book, the first things I had to do was to go through all this material to find every information I could collect. And so I've done this for Mad Max 1 and for Mad Max 3, but for Mad Max 2, I was very lucky to meet a guy like Adrian who made things much more easy for me. Because each time I have a question,
different.
I can ask Adrian, Adrian, who is this guy over there? And I have most of the time, all the time, I have the answer.
So a quick question to Adi. Have you got anything? So for this season, so you've just reopened again. The Mad Max Museum is fully open. Do you have anything new? We are still super excited to come over. So we'll come over to the festival, but we're going into that a bit later in the show. But do you have any?
That island ever lets us off.
Yeah. Do you have any new things to show people in the museum?
Oh excuse me. I'm always trying to add, because I've got things that I still haven't added yet, but I have got the biggest new things we've got at the moment, of course, are the vehicles that have just come here, the snake truck and the Interceptor wreck, which for the museum really is like the icing on the cake. It's cherry on top, really. You know that.
Yeah, wow.
But I've added a few. I've added a few more things into the museum. I've just got some more things to sort out and find where they can be displayed. I mean, with it being a Mad Max museum, I mean, we are allowed to kind of have it kind of a little bit hectic. That's the whole point of Mad Max.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get to the point where we're having to kind of put things in areas where people can't get a good look at it, or it just looks like it's stuck there. It really needs to. I mean, initially when I put the place together, I did think about where things were going to go, but because we've got so much stuff in now, we've got to put it where you can. Normally on the ceiling, you know, we've got so much on the ceiling as well. But yeah, there are new things. There's always things that are being added. So I'm working on there's a couple of things that I'm working on at the moment. I've just got just a new display case that I was looking for to arrive for a really special part, but I can't disclose that just yet. But and some other things that we found, not just from the excavation that we did with Melvin, but also the one we did one on the Menindee Road, and found some really incredible things out there that I really need to work out where I'm going to put those. But it's constantly ongoing. So I've still got things that are still but I kind of prioritise in a way. What I have to remember as well, it's not just about what I like, because anything to me is fascinating from the film. You've got to remember that people coming through the museum, it has to be interesting to them as well.
Yeah.
So what I might find, I might find a little nut and bolt that was used on one of the cars, and I'm excited and doing cartwheels. But to somebody coming through the museum, they're just looking at a rusty nut and bolt. I have to kind of prioritise the things that are more interesting for people. But and by the time you guys all get over here, we'll have more as well. So so there's plenty.
I can't wait.
Can't wait. So, Linda, what is your favourite article in the museum?
Me.
Not the swimming pool.
No, I think anything big that has been found, it's there. But the tiniest things that turn up, the original music box, the finger off Toadie. Who'd have thought that was still out there?
Oh my God!
So the tiniest things can be the most interesting.
Yeah.
That they've still been out there somewhere for all them years.
Yeah.
Like Max, it's still out there somewhere.
Max. Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Absolutely amazing. I must admit, we can't wait to come over. So what is going on with the 40-year anniversary, the festival?
So it's been, so we spoke to Steve. Well, Steve contacted Linda about postponing the event because of what was happening, of course, which was the right thing to do. The last thing we want to do is hold an event without our international friends like yourself and the Japanese fans and people from all over. This is
we couldn't do it without Yoshi, Tomo, you lot.
So we
it was a hard call, but it's taken a lot of pressure off people financially and with the COVID.
Definitely.
So cancelled till March 22.
Okay, awesome.
But that will give us it'll give people more time to get back on their feet and get and this whole thing can be sorted out, the whole COVID thing. Plus it gives us more time for final details on the compound build, which I think is going to it's kind of turned into a little bit of a monster. That's the only way I can describe without getting into it. We've kind of pushed the boat out with this one and decided that what we're going to do is, with our capability, well, there's only two of us doing it. Put it that way. There's myself and Ian Mitchell that I mentioned earlier that are building. So we've luckily the property owner has got some a tractor with lifting equipment for the heavy stuff, but financially we're kind of limited as well. Although we've had some help, including from Yoshi as well, which has been fantastic.
Yoshi's awesome.
Just awesome, Yoshi. So he's helped us out big time, and I mean, without Yoshi's help, we'd have had to kind of wait for a little while. But with Yoshi's help with these face masks and everything, that's really helped us. So what we decided once we got going on this thing and we saw it start to develop, because initially it was going to be stack of tires, a few things around. But when we really got going with this, we thought, hang on a minute now, it's starting to look something pretty special. So we decided that what we would do is really go for it.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing now for the last probably over 3 months. It was pretty much for 2 months before we reopened. We were over there, and now I do the museum for a little bit. And if it's not too busy, Linda can manage to do the museum, and I'll go back over and do a bit more. But I think people are really going to get a surprise and a shock when they see what we've actually seen, because it's pretty special. So,
and the people have broken ill, and the businesses have been very supportive.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've been, there's so many people, so many businesses that when we've been to see them, they've been just so generous and helped us out with it could be materials, steel, paint. We've even had from one of the hardware stores. We even had $250 in credit that was given to us for materials. What it is, because this event it benefits the region. It's a big event for Broken Hill. and it benefits all the region and everything. And I think that the locals can see that. And it's going to be the great thing about where we're building the compound is it can be left there. Everything's being concreted into the ground. It's going to be a permanent attraction. And not just for Mad Max fans. If any tourists want to go over there and eventually camp over there or have a barbecue over there, they can do that. You know, it's going to be. So it's going to be a permanent fixture
with a stage for somebody that's coming over.
And the stage,
a stage for your favourite English band, well, your favourite band in the whole world.
When you see where you're playing, you're going to be impressed.
Oh my God! Well,
I'm looking forward to it.
As a massive thank you from us, because we absolutely love all you guys, and to show our support and to help you fundraise as well. We together, so V2A and the Mad Max Museum have been putting together a new T-shirt, which will only be available over from the Mad Max Museum website. And we've had a great friend. We've had Tank join in on that as well. So we are just about to do the big reveal. Are we ready, Mark?
Drum roll.
No, drum roll.
I think we're ready. And here is So the front is the V2A logo with mechanised on the one side, the Lord Humongous, which is our awesome friend Tank from over in America, and a very good looking person on the right. I'm not sure who that is, but he's really good looking. Some awesome Mad Max cars. We had to call the T-shirt Road Warrior. And the Mad Max Museum logo. So this T-shirt will only be available from the Mad Max Museum in the whole world. Oh, and we're looking around September to launch this. So we will help AD and Linda with some links where people can put all their orders in. We have some over here in the UK where the profits will go straight over to AD and Linda, so they don't have to post them from Australia, just for the UK fans as well. But everything else will be all over in their shop. So
you know what that means? That means Daniel's going to come over because he'll want one.
So I hope you like the T-shirt design, AD and Linda. So we were trying to get the sort of Mad Max 2 sort of feel to it, and we thought you can't have a T-shirt without the Lord Humongous on, and we thought because we know Shell, but Tank really wanted to do it, you know. So we
no kidding.
He did. And he's such a big guy. You can't say no to Tank. So
no, that's a good.
We love Tank.
We love Tank. How many times has Tank been over to Australia?
Oh, I reckon, is it three, 4
times? Maybe 3 or 4 times.
You always remember the first time, and after that, it just becomes normal to see it. The first time I saw Tank in Silverton, he was walking up from the Silverton Hotel, and he had his humongous outfit on, and it was red hot, and the tourists were nearly passing out. I don't know about him.
There was sweat dripping out the bottom of his mask onto the ground.
Proper hardcore.
He was probably in search of ice cream.
He possibly was. So
Tank likes his ice cream.
So Melvin, have you met Tank?
Yeah. I met him the first time I came to Australia.
Right.
I met him the last time I came to Australia, and I met him in New York when there was this Mad Max 2 event in New York 2-3 years ago, something like this.
Wow. I must admit, Tank is just an awesome guy. It is quite funny. So every time we talk to somebody regarding Mad Max, everybody knows AD and Linda, and everybody knows Melvin. Anywhere in the world, you talk to anybody in the world. So I hope you like the T-shirt, guys, and I hope.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely.
So beautiful. It just. Yeah.
So we are looking at getting that ready for you for sort of the start of September. So we will start putting up a list and some links where you guys can start buying it. All proceeds go to the Mad Max Museum for their awesome build, and we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything on that. So back on.
Thank you, guys.
And we've been open 10 years in September as well, so that's a bit of a milestone.
Hey!
Wow.
Awesome.
Who'd have thought? Come to Australia, he says. We'll have a swimming pool. He says.
Have you got the swimming pool? That's what you really want to know.
That's it. Got a lot of fun, no sea. That's it.
So a quick question to Melvin about the documentary. So what is that? When will people be able to see this? Is it going to any sort of film, shows?
Festivals?
Yeah. When's it coming out, and how will people be able to see it? Do you think?
We were going to release it in a movie festival because we cannot have a proper release in all theater, of course, because it's quite professional, but not professional enough.
Yeah.
But the main idea is to release it on Blu-ray and made it available for everybody. So now we are working on the Blu-ray edition, and we are working on the subtitles to have French, German, Spanish, Japanese, and Italian subtitles to the documentary available for everybody. And I think we are going to. Hi.
Yeah, you're still there.
Yeah, sorry. I think we are going to release it end of the year. We wanted to release it for the 40th anniversary. So in a way, we are a little bit lucky because we have some more extra time to make something a little bit bigger than we thought initially. So I think at the end of the year, it will be available.
Wow. Honestly, you guys should all be so proud of it. It is just possibly one of the funniest and beautiful documentaries I've seen. Mechanized, what did you think of it?
Thank you.
I just was blown away. And I mean, it's not like, you just had a little stroll in the desert. You literally totally dug it up and you found even screws. So what can I say? So I was blown away by it. So I can't wait for the wider audience to see it.
He even brought bloody Coke cans back because he reckoned how good to drink them. Yeah, pile of Coca-Cola cans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dinky dive.
Dinky dives.
Yeah.
I must admit, there's some really laugh out loud moments in the documentary when you see how much you actually dug up. I was it was brilliant. And also there's gotta be another one. Is there, Melvin, AD, Linda, will there be a second one? Will there be a sequel?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
It's to be found out there. It's to be found.
It's got to happen. Yeah.
So have I got time to just tell you something quickly about Melvin?
Of course.
No.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, of course.
Let's
Anytime.
dish the dirt.
You like talk shit.
Dish the dirt.
Dish it out.
The whole idea of Melvin being able to come back over to do this filming was the story that he'd actually given to the producers that he was dealing with in France was all about finding these particular vehicles. So that's what the whole premise of Melvin being able to come back was this great story about us finding these vehicles.
Right.
And so of course, given the funding and the cameras and plane ticket and sent to Australia and go make us this documentary and let's see let's just anyway. When we'd finished the dig, and we didn't exactly find exactly what we were looking for, I know for a fact that all day Melvin, I could see in his face, he knew that he was going to have to contact the people in France, the producers, to give it the bad news.
Got the car yet.
And the look on Melvin's face all day was just, and I could see the panic. It was pacing up and down our house, and you could. But you know what turned out? I think what Melvin did is when Melvin explained what had happened and sent some footage, they loved it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that we didn't find exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Well, you could have taken one of your 21s, put it in, and then dig it up.
Yeah. just a bit.
Dust it off. Why?
I found it.
Yeah. Look, and the battery still
Next
works.
time. You have to an idea for next time.
Well, it would have been nice if things had gone to plan it would have been nice if we'd have, but I think the way that the documentary, there was that twist in it then. There was the twist that things didn't quite work out as it should have done. And but it was just, I remember that was one of the things I remember when Melvin was over and we'd finished a complete dig. I think Melvin kind of come up to me and went, "Oh shit." Don't worry about me. Yeah. Just let's just see what they say. You know, and Melvin contacted them, and they were brilliant. They said, "Look, we'll make the documentary about what happened on that day and what, you know." And it was perfect. Actually, in some ways, it leaves that little bit of mystery that you know that we didn't.
It's
look at there.
Well, version 2. There you go.
That was a funny moment for me anyway, because I'm normally the one that panics. Melvin's very laid back and relaxed, but on this occasion it was the other way around. You know? But it all worked out good for Melvin.
Hey. Melvin, have you done documentaries before?
No. It was the very first time I've done something like this.
Gosh, blimey.
They go crazy. So what will you be doing now after you've done it?
Sorry? I'd like to. But the original idea was to make a documentary about the dig. And in fact, I was wrong about that. The dig was just the story inside the bigger story. And in fact, the documentary is not just about the dig, it's about the story of Adrian, Linda, their kids in Australia. And so I realized that after the shooting, that I already knew the Mad Max Museum. I already knew Adrian. And so for me, it was all natural, but when I brought back the footage and when we began to look at it, we understood that we had a bigger story than the dig. And in fact, whatever the dig, whatever were the results of the dig, we didn't really care, because the story was a crazy pommy guy lost in
and his wife,
strange place,
and the amazing Linda
ground to find some old pieces of history.
It's such an amazing video, though. It's such an amazing documentary. The warmth of the characters, because having spoken to you guys quite a few times now, you are just awesome people. And what we found is everybody in the Mad Max community all around the world are just awesome people. Yeah. They're just lovely people. Paul Kundalini, Kundalini is just, he loves Melvin. Melvin, you did an awesome T-shirt design for Kundalini. Yeah.
That T-shirt. Yeah.
Paul is so funny. He is such an awesome guy.
I met Paul on internet, on Facebook, many years ago, and he was actually one of the first guys I interviewed by email. And the first time I came to Australia, he introduced me to Tim Burns, and each time I came to Australia, we met again. Then we went together to Japan for the Japanese convention. And years after years, we began to become very good friends. And this is something like very nice about the Mad Max community. Yeah. Most of people are really, really lovely, and they are really keen to speak about their own experience. And so this is a wonderful thing to do, wonderful people to meet. And I have to thank Adrian and Linda, of course, because each time I came to Australia, I spent a lot of time in their caravan, squatting the place. Every picture.
It's like it's the extended family.
Definitely.
No, but as I said, you really wrote Mad Max history with this. You know, I think you should any Mad Max, it's just like you made history. You found stuff. You went to this actual site. You dug everything up. You have everything in your rooms. Everything you can think of Mad Max 2, it's there in your quota. It's just like amazing.
Has there been any interest from Kennedy Miller Mitchell in the Archaeologist or even in the museum itself?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
Oi,
No,
guys,
it's,
pay attention.
they're aware of it. They're aware of it, but
Yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
bit tricky because it can be very nice to get in touch with them, but because it's a documentary about a Mad Max museum, and because Mad Max is a trademark,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't
You have to be
know
careful,
we are in a
yeah.
You have to tread very
gray
carefully.
area.
Yeah.
no.
So
yeah.
Yeah. I saw, AD, that on Facebook that you had one of the guys from Mad Max 2 in, the mechanic guy.
Oh, that,
Oh,
yes.
oh, Christopher Graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little while ago.
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
He was. Well, actually, I didn't know that Christopher was coming to the museum. He was here with a lady. I'm not sure if it was just a friend of his, but anyway, it was Grant, our son, that was on the door. I was behind the counter. I wasn't really paying much attention. And then I heard this chap's voice, and when somebody knows too much, when he just knew too much.
Yeah.
It was telling me things, and I thought only somebody within the industry would. And I kind of went on. I said, "Excuse me," I said, "Were you involved with the film?" And he kind of, I only saw a bit of him, and he turned. Yeah, Christopher. And I said, "Why didn't you say anything?" He said, "Oh, it was really, really humble. It was very, excuse me,
Oh, it's fantastic.
really quiet." And then we got chatting, and then I said to Chris, I said, "Look," I said, would you mind coming down to the Silverton pub?" This is when Linda was working down at the pub. This is quite a long time ago now. And I said, "Would you come down with us, a bit of lunch and have a drink?" Anyway, when I went into the pub, Linda, I said, "Oh, Linda," I said, "I'd like you to meet Christopher Graves," and she went, "Who?" And I went, "Okay."
Okay.
Okay.
I must admit, he was an absolute star in that film because it was so bizarre,
Yeah.
It's Sid and Ratchet and all this kind of, okay. It was just brilliant. It was like the comedy moment of the film.
You know something? That scene was made up on the spot in 20 minutes.
All right.
They just made it up on the spot. It was just incredible, and it was. Some of the best moments in movies are just at spur of the moment things that just and that's just the classic, just that classic comedy scene that Christopher Graves is now known for.
Yeah. Every day when people come in, it's one of the only movies where you can use any of them sayings in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And we hear
Just drop it in.
day in, day out.
Yeah.
Even when they're leaving here and can't find their way out, and they say, "How do I get out of here?" What do we say?
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, he looks a brilliant guy. Also with Paul Kundalini as well, with his "Where's my hand?" The guy is a legend. He's so funny.
And those pink shades as well.
He's just brilliant. Awesome.
Red shades.
I think all the Mad Max actors and creators are just a different breed. They're just so fun. And just like with Greg Van Borsum and stuff like that, and Emil Minty, they're just awesome people. Emil is just a brilliant guy. Have you seen his Interceptor?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't know what. I know a friend of mine has. He was down at a friend of mine's, George Critty's, in Sydney. A few months back now, picking up some parts for the car. But I haven't seen it. It'd probably be at the 40th when it may get unveiled to us here. So hopefully Emil will still be able to make it, even though we've postponed it. Look forward to seeing the car. Yeah, really look forward to it. Emil's a great guy. He's just one of the nicest guys you can meet. Emil, he really is a nice guy.
Definitely. And we're super excited to come over. So this will be our first ever time in Australia. And we're coming over to play especially for you guys, and we're just coming over really to see the Mad Max Museum.
And the kangaroos.
And the kangaroos. It's going to be ace. We're just going to spend all the time there.
Not sure about the snakes and that weird thing, but the kangaroos.
The sleepy lizard, yes, yeah. Actually, by March, it'll still be pretty warm in March. You still have to be aware, because the snakes are usually, it's over the summer that the snakes are out. You need to be aware. I mean, me and Melvin have had a couple of incidents with the snakes. Melvin's had incidents with scorpions.
Don't tell me that. Down.
When you say incidents, what do you mean by an incident?
there was one incident where we managed to corner a snake behind an old car radiator that was heading to the house.
Oh God!
But then Melvin was painting the front of the museum, and I'd gone inside for some reason, and this was on a night. Melvin was working outside, on a night painting, and I walked through the museum, and I said to Melvin, I said, just go in the museum. I said, there's a cracking, fairly decent sized scorpion on the museum floor, and so Melvin goes in, and it goes silent, and then a few seconds later, all you hear is this.
Oh, no.
It's an egg-scorpion.
The thing is, all these years on, and that was quite a few. All these years on, the shape of the scorpion is still in the concrete.
It's still in the ground.
Oh my God!
It's
Wow.
like a xenomorph,
God.
with the acid blood. But this was a beauty. Melvin was laid on the dirt outside the museum. He knows what's coming down. Melvin was laid.
Come on.
And he just went round. He just got some paint on his brush to go like that. And I think it was a huntsman, was it, Melvin?
Right, yeah.
A huntsman the size of your hand, waving at Melvin.
You listen for the screams.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he was just about to put his paintbrush on, and this thing was. But yeah, you have to be really aware of what's.
I bet. Yeah.
That's
I
not
will come in my
November.
tent. I will be wrapped in a tent.
November. All summer.
The first time I came to Australia, I painted the big canvas with Shah, and it was under the sun, and I thought it was the archest stuff I've ever done. And the next year, I came back and I painted the front of the museum, and it was like, it took like a week. I have to paint during the night because during the day it was too hot.
Yeah.
And at one point I was lying on the ground to paint the bottom of the corrugated steel.
Yeah.
And I saw something moving on the ground. I take a look at it and I saw the tail like this. And I say, oh shit, it's a fucking scorpion. And Adrian
I would be.
behind me, sitting in a chair with a beer, looking at me painting, and told me, yeah, there's a lot of them in this season. I said, yeah, maybe you should tell me that before I was laying on the ground.
Jesus.
And they all think they're bloody artists.
Oh my God!
I remember that, and I remember as well the snake in your backyard. When someone said, oh, there is a snake in the display, and I think it was like one day or two, I just arrived. I was still jet lagged, and Adrian gave me a shovel. I think I didn't have my coffee yet. It was in the morning. I was totally fucked up, and I was with a shovel chasing a deadly snake. And at one point, I said, "Oh, this is nonsense. What I'm doing," and suddenly I saw the snake, and I came close with the shovel, and suddenly I said, "Oh no, this is not a good idea." So I said, Adrian, come, the snake is here, and Adrian
Dealt with it.
Yeah.
what has to be done.
Well, I have to say, you're not
saw
selling me
the-
that Australia thing very well.
I'm just thinking about that. There's one place to avoid. It's like the Mad Max
I'm in the
Museum.
middle of a
Snakes,
sweat over here.
scorpions, spiders.
To be fair, though, we have very dangerous animals in the UK. We have hedgehogs
Yep.
Yes.
Squirrel.
and a squirrel.
Newts.
Yeah, newts and a squirrel. So it's we're
I
on
wanted
there.
and badgers.
Yeah.
Badgers
Now
are dangerous. as
badgers.
well.
I go back in February to England because, in my opinion, December to March is the worst time here for creepies.
Just too hot.
So-
So they come. Oh, when is your festival again?
March.
Oh, I just remembered. I don't know.
So
Hey, mechanized. Just wear all your bike gear. You'll be safe.
yeah, just wear your massive
I just take a
boots.
whole net over me.
Yeah.
So mechanized. What you had that kind of thing in Wasteland? Do you want to just tell everybody the story
Oh,
on your
God.
first Wasteland weekend?
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
that
super
was funny.
excited. We go to the desert. We park our RV. I'm jumping out of the RV barefoot, and then the guy is like, "Nah, I wouldn't come out barefoot here. Here are scorpions and spiders in the mating season." I was quack in that van. Had
Jumped straight
platforms
back in
on
again.
and never took them off ever again. Oh.
And what was the cure? Bloody, was it peppermint spray, wasn't it?
Yeah, peppermint spray. I've been told if you put peppermint spray, so the oil, so it's proper oil spray into your shoes, spiders and all this stuff don't go in your shoes. So our van was smelling of peppermint throughout. Really nice.
It smelled like a sweet shop most of the time.
Yeah, but we had no spiders or scorpions in our shoes.
Well, that and Drone's peculiar radioactive breakfast cereal.
Ah, they're awesome. Every time we go to Wasteland Weekend in America, I always have the American sugary multicolored breakfast cereal, the one that you shouldn't give kids because it's like a million calories and
in colours you've never seen before in your life.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's awesome stuff. It is awesome stuff. Is there for Adi and Linda? Is there anything over in Australia that you miss back from the UK? Is there anything over there you can't really get?
Squirrels.
So there's a couple of supermarkets have a very small limited section of UK things, so it's not too bad. But when it comes to Yorkshire pudding, I make my own.
I just honestly dug.
Yeah.
Fish and chips are just not what they should be.
Nah,
and they when they have their fish and chips here, they put salad with it, and I say, look, you're either on a diet or you're not. Don't
salad.
Fish and chips and a good pint.
Yeah, definitely. Is there a good pint over there in the local pub?
Normally, I don't drink anymore. I used to drink. I was on that 2's extra dry when I used to drink. I used to enjoy 2's, not because normally, I suppose there are pubs that do the what they call them, those.
Well, they have stubbies and schooners here and middies. They don't do pint pots.
Oh right.
So by the time you get served and you get to where you're sitting, you've drunk the bloody thing. So
yeah,
you have to get 2,
especially in the heat.
Yeah, you have to get 2 to make up.
I suppose in the cities you'd probably get the, what do they call it? The not designer beers, but the different variations.
Craft beers.
Yeah,
in your big cities you'll get a British pub sort of thing, but not in the Outback.
I'm too total. Well, should say coffee total now. No, I haven't drunk for a long time, so I like to keep a clear head. I never know when I've got another meeting to go on.
Yorkshire tea, isn't it?
Yorkshire tea is good.
There's a lot more driving goes on in your life up here, so the last thing you want to do is
totally.
After disappear into 50k round trip to go to the shop.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you forget something, you've got to go back. It is a 50k round trip to 50km round trip to grab some basics. So, but I don't know what they do. I think the most common beer I think drunk certainly in Outback pubs would be 4X. Castlemaine 4X.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
That would be the most common one as a draft beer. And in Stubbies, that's probably the most common thing in Outbacky pubs and that. But but normally I would if I didn't need to drink it, probably something like 2's extra dry or Corona, something like that.
I think it's the atmosphere as well you miss. Even though everyone's having a good time over here, the pub scene over there is different. Yeah, it's just a different. Once I get back home and you walk into that, you're back. Just that different atmosphere altogether. It's only what you're used to.
Yeah, it's what you get used to.
Maybe you should do a Mad Max pub.
Hey.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. A Mad Max. Yeah, there's the thought.
I could do that. Becky Lynch from Cornwall.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, I could do the band.
Because there's a hotel next door they can crash on.
Yeah.
It's a small town, you can upset people very quickly.
Yeah. So a quick question with how far is the compound away from the Mad Max Museum?
The one that we're building?
Yes.
Not very far at all.
As they say in Yorkshire, in spitting distance.
Very close indeed. It's when you're first coming into Silverton.
Yeah.
When you're actually first coming into the village itself, there is a turning, and then so
there's only one turn in it.
There's only one. Before you get but we can't be too specific because there's a few things to do before we can kind of release it.
When we can release it, you'll be the first to know.
But in actual fact, it seems if you wanted to, it's even in walking distance. It's private property. It's at the top end of the property, and you're surrounded. Apart from where the property is, but you're pretty much surrounded by the Outback. You know, that's the feeling you're going to get. It's going to be pretty special. So it's really really close by. So we were really lucky that these the property owners were so kind to allow us to do this, and they can see the benefit of having this. It benefits their business as well, and it helps us out big time. So it's going to be we can't wait till we've got it to the point where we can actually release it so people can see it, because
we're hoping to give it a test run when we've been open 10 years. We might go over there for a barbecue.
We might go on the camp for the barbecue.
Oh, exciting. So for the festival, when the festival's on there, Melvin, are you going to go over and do like a documentary of the festival? Is there any plans on that?
I don't know. I think my main idea is to enjoy the festival.
Get drunk.
Maybe some
get drunk at it and party and stage dive.
Yes.
Yeah, but before the festival, I think I will be with Sha, and I think we will have some work to do on the new fence in front of the new display.
Oh yeah.
So we have. Each time I come to Australia and I come to the museum, I do some more paint, and each time we try to find some more place to put a paint somewhere, and we have a big area to cover next time.
Front wall,
well, I have to say the people like the pub idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's like the Hold of Justice, but I'm thinking, instead of Hold of Justice, think of the Thunderdome. It's the Thunder Pub where you have the Thunder mug and the Thunder drinks, and the Thunder steam and the Thunder punch and all thunder.
Yeah.
We can have a humongous burger.
And afterwards, you can have the Thunder sticks.
That's it.
Yes.
That sounds
Thunder sticks.
The
That's
Thunder
it.
Stick, yeah.
Thunder.
We'll get on to that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's Linda parking that one anyway.
So a quick question: how big? Can you say how big the enclosure is? A rough idea.
How big the compound?
Yeah.
The compound.
Yeah.
Compound. Yeah.
Well, it will probably it will be close to. It would be close to maybe 3/4 full size.
Oh my
God! I mean, there won't be a boat round it because we don't want to lose anybody down there.
No.
Yeah, we're kind of going for that. We're going for it's big. I mean, it's a big.
Wow.
It's going to be. I'd probably. Yeah, probably maybe.
I've seen this in the making from day one. I keep going over, having another look, taking photographs, and I get gobsmacked every time I go over, and I go, "How the hell did you and Ian or Adi on some days by yourself do that job?"
Yeah.
I'm expecting an ambulance to come up Silverton Road any minute when he's over there. It's crazy.
Hold on, you're asking this question of a man who decided to move from UK to Australia to open a Mad Max museum. Just saying.
All I can say is I've got him insured. It's all good.
I've got him insured. I think though you guys are, and including Melvin as well, you are an inspiration to everybody of like, you have one life, live it to the full, follow your dreams and go for it, because seriously, who else has moved over from the UK and created a Mad Max museum and been such a success and known worldwide? It's just, all credit to you guys. I think you're just awesome people.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah, really appreciate that. Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought myself. be in this position now. But
And I was still told it were temporary.
And also, I'd like to do a big shout out to all your boys who are constantly chatting to us all on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
excellent.
And David, we get you over there.
Yeah, do you currently have a favourite this week?
Oh,
Have you got a favourite son this week?
No, I don't like any of them.
you see,
They ask me that sometimes, and they'll say, "Who's your favourite?" And I go, "Nobody. I don't like any of you." So there you go. It's fair.
That's fair.
But
That's
the
fair.
9 grandkids,
who are
you have to have kids to get your grandkids. So we've got 9 favourite grandkids. That's
Awesome.
No, I tell you what, it's good that they all understand it and they support you. And there's been tears before bedtime, I'm sure, especially from Daniel, being the one that we abandoned in England.
mitigating circumstances, though. Come on,
Yeah.
But it was his own choice.
he was warned.
Let's say choice in brackets.
But yeah, the whole family back in England, the support and the understanding and doing this, because they do carry as a parent of what you've left and what you've come to, and that it hasn't been easy, that's for sure.
Only for me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can go back and you can get them over here and that, like you say, you've only got one chance at life, so we've given them a real opportunity where to get to, where to. So they all understand it and they're all good. They're all good.
I think Daniel likes the Thunder pub as well. Women enter, women leave pub.
We shall do a dance.
I want to ask Adrian and Linda.
Yes.
Our Rodney the hunter and Aspin the troublemaker. How are they?
Yeah, Rodney's still hunting and having accidents, bumping into things, and we're doing brilliant. We were actually going to.
We were going to bring them in.
But there's the family of rabbits that live here. They were out in the back running around, and you know what Rodney's like.
He would hunt the rabbits.
So we've decided to leave him. But Rodney's still Rodney, and Aspin's still Aspin. Yeah, Rodney's still Rodney.
They're good. They're funny. They're funny together.
But
they're my favourites. And my dogs.
The dogs are always the favourites. So
agenda with the dog.
Definitely. So Melvin, once all the film festivals start again, are you going to have the film shown at any of the film festivals? We'd love to have it at Haven Outpost, which is now going to be delayed till next year. But we would definitely love to do a big showing of it in the UK, and maybe do a live stream and get you all guys on with the crowd. So that would be awesome to do like an introduction to it all. Do you have any other film festivals?
Most of them will be in France.
Yes.
The first screening was in Tokyo in last November, and after that it was in December in the Paris Fantastic Film Festival, and it was the first time I saw it in a big movie theater. So it was really impressive for me.
Wow.
And now it's going to be released in various places in France, and we try to organize screening overseas, but it's not very easy now. It's COVID stuff, and we know that once the DVD will be released, it will be not so easy to organize screening. But so we are in the balance of that. Organizing screenings and then the release on DVD, but we don't want to wait too much to release it on DVD. So there will be some screenings the next month. Most of them are going to be announced end of August, and after the big thing will be the release on DVD for everybody.
Wow. Awesome.
Really?
And anybody over in Australia, if you're currently over there, Go and visit the museum. It just looks amazing. We can't wait to go over and see the museum. Every time we see a picture, it seems more and more stuff. Do you ever drive the cars? Do you ever take the cars out for a spin up and down the village?
It's too difficult. You'll see when you get here. It's too difficult now to get them in and out.
When we first came over and started building, and there was, not so much in, and you can get them in and out. But there's that much packed in now. It can take you 3 days to get one car out and 3 to get them back in.
Oh right.
So it's not worth
the
it.
last time I had the Interceptor out was when we did the filming with Melvin for the drone footage and the filming. That was the last time I actually had it out. So it's. I mean, we do start the cars, but it's just too difficult. When we've had the TV shows that wanted to come here and film, and they've said, "Look, do you think the presenter could get in one of the cars, taking the spin?" And I'd say, "Oh, we can't get the cars out." And they'd say, "What?" I said, we can't get them out, and they must have thought I was having them on. Anyway, when they turned up here and I'd looked at them, we understand what you mean. Some of the vehicles. Actually, we had to put some of the vehicles in place and then put the fencing round them.
Oh my God!
That's how tight it's been. So, but it just takes up. You have to close the museum to get the vehicles out. You would have to close the museum to do it.
Yeah, to try and take it all out.
And because we're open 7 days, and if you promise to be open, you've got to be open. So we can't. But
it's good though, because what we do, special occasions, long weekends. We'll get people as friends, or the lads from Broken Hill, and they'll dress up and sit in the cars as mannequins. And then when people are out there, they'll just start the cars up and that. So we have a bit of fun with it. They're all running, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Keep them going.
Oh my God!
Yeah, a lot of people think. Yeah, a lot of people think the replicas are just shells of cars, but no, they're all going.
They're all running.
All kept.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Melvin, what is your favourite thing in the museum?
Me.
Apart from Linda.
Apart from Linda, I think for me, the cars are impressive. Most of the items are impressive, but for me, the best things are the call sheets, the documents, the papers. And pictures, the actual documents where you can work on them. Because, for example, you see the boomerang. It's a piece of history. When you see it, you are like impressed. You see, oh shit, like the finger or things like this. It's really impressive. But for me, to see the actual call sheets or for example, Christopher Grieve gave to the museum his own screenplay, and his screenplay is not the screenplay you can find online. Most of the time, the screenplay dated from 13, I think, of April or something like that. It's a different screenplay with slight differences, and all the small differences you can find, for me, it's like gold. So for me, the most interesting things are the documents and of course, Adrian knowledge worth all the items in the museum. You can see things, but the most important thing is the speech, which comes with all the stories Adrian gathered and during all those years. And for example, for me to make my book, it's like collecting a lot of informations and organize them and in a way to give it back to the people. And this is what Adrian is doing in a much, much, much bigger way. So it's I'm doing the same thing in a very smaller way, but it's the same thing in a smaller way, of course, because I'm not living in Australia and I don't have the dedication Adrian, Linda, and the whole family have. But it's mostly the idea to find informations, organize them, and give back to the people who love Mad Max, and to explain them why the Mad Max movies, and especially Mad Max 2, is such a great movie, and why the story of the making of the movie is such a great story. The story of cast and crew, how it was made in Broken Hill, and why it makes this movie so peculiar. Because the story of the shooting of Mad Max 2 made in Broken Hill, with production coming from Sydney, but organized with people from Broken Hill, who were used as carpenters, security, drivers, and extras. They really made the movie how it was. So it's a very, very interesting movie story, and it's really interesting to be able to tell this story to the people. And I'm really amazed to see Adrian every day in his museum, explaining to the tourists everything he knows, and answering every questions. This is something I really enjoy to see, and so yeah, something like this.
So what we will do is we'll put the link afterwards to the Mad Max Museum, so you have a shop, guys. So we'll put the link to the shop. What are you currently selling in your shop?
We have your typical, you got your t-shirts, your stubbies, key rings, hat pins, tin cups are a good seller around here, you know, when they go camping and chucking themselves about.
Number plates, mini number plates.
The license plates.
Music boxes, happy birthday.
Many postcards. And,
yeah, awesome stubbies, awesome stubbies.
Awesome stubbies. Yes, we got a couple of new ones in at the moment as well.
Excellent.
Yay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
yeah.
And that's good to have your trinkets like that.
So we don't technically have a shop.
We don't do an online shop as such as yet.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. Is one, because there's only us that do this. It's what you can afford to get in to resell.
Totally.
And it's sometimes limited because of that. And it's good to have them in the museum for the visitors. But we do post out.
Yes.
We do post out, and Daniel's actually set a little Instagram up, and he's been pumping that a bit for us. So I've noticed the sales are coming in thick and fast. So we're getting there.
Well done, Daniel. Good.
Well done, Daniel.
And yes, yeah, good. That's another ticket.
That's another one wants to go over. And also with Melvin as well, we will put the link to the film, your YouTube channel. And we will keep everybody updated. Also, with the t-shirts, guys, the new t-shirts, we will get that up, and it will be available to order from September.
Are we doing a pre-order on that, Kev?
Yeah, we do a pre-order. There will be some available in the UK, where we'll sell them directly in the UK to the V2A UK mob, and then send the proceeds over to you guys. And then the rest will just be from your shop over in Australia.
So, that's good. Really good.
And a massive thank you to Tank for getting his nipples out on the front of the t-shirt. So
and magnificent nipples they are too.
He loves it.
He does.
He loves burning all.
He does. And the best bit with Tank as well, he's probably going to buy about 100 copies of the t-shirt just for himself. So he's so excited to be on the front cover of the t-shirt. So awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Really good. Yes.
Excellent. No, they're fantastic. Absolutely incredible.
And we had to put Road Warrior on because, as I said, Mad Max 2 changed my life and changed the whole. You know, so many people's life. It just blew us all away. It just, you know, that's the whole right reason why V2A is around, and you know, we've just been fans all our lives. So before we go, is there anybody to start off with? First of all, Melvin, is there anybody you'd like to do a shout out to?
Oh, I can thank all my friends.
I'll do that because
who welcome me, all the people I met. Of course, Adrian and Linda in Silverton, but also Lindsay Foot in Melbourne, Paul in Sydney. of course, all my mates from Japan, Yoshi, Tomo, and all of them, people from USA, all the Mad Max community. People are really, there's a big solidarity, a big exchange of informations, and so it's a very nice community. So thank you, everybody, and thank you people of V2A to say such nice things about our documentary. It's a great pleasure, and we really appreciate it.
Oh,
Really proud.
Thank you so much, Melvin. First of all, Melvin, you are our favourite French person in the whole world. Everybody knows Melvin. We love Melvin. And over to Adi and Linda. Is there anybody you want to do a shout out to?
Oh, well, for me, everybody that's been, just supportive and being there for us, that's really important. I think finding real friendship is really important, and we've found that in some people, and they know who they are. They're good, like yourselves as well. But really, excuse me, it's really important. I think again, just to mention Yoshi for his such generous contribution. That's really got us out of trouble. What he did for us, and of course, he'd no need to do it. He did it out of a passion for. And a friendship. So, as I say, everybody that supported us, but I'd really like to thank Yoshi again for what he's done. It really helped us out big time. So we're going to do something special for him.
Yeah, and everybody, local, Broken Hill, people in Silverton, the fans out there from everywhere. Actually, Australian people get a shock how much the fans are out there in America, Japan, England, and that. They think at one point they don't realise how big it were getting out of Australia.
Yeah.
So, to get all these internationals involved in that is shows how much it is definitely out there. And of course, the families again, when you up and pack your bags and go to the other side of the world, like I said, tears before bedtime, but it's worked out.
Yeah.
And I know Daniel still cries now and again because of it, but he's only 37.
Yeah.
Give him time.
Yeah, so good. Thank everybody, absolutely everybody.
Oh,
Brilliant. And yourself?
Yes, of course, V2A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I have to add something. I really need to thank all the people who help us for the documentary, and especially Jay from Tasmania and Premitra from Poland, who helped me for the transcription, and many other people who help in a way or another. But Jay and Premitra from Poland helped me a lot. So thank you very much, guys.
Wow.
Mechanized. Can I do a shout out?
Yes, please, Mechanized.
Because I would like to shout out, well, obviously to all our V2A friends worldwide. But what? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Afraid so.
Yes.
So I would like to make a shout out, obviously, to all our friends worldwide. But I would like to do a big shout out to my big brother who had his birthday yesterday. So we have been on a little bit of a health scare with him, but it was his birthday. So happy birthday, brother dearest.
Awesome. Happy 21st.
It's Daniel's birthday on the 5th
It was my birthday yesterday as well.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Also, happy birthday to Melvin. That was yesterday, was it, Melvin? So Melvin was
No, like my brother, 31st.
Yeah, Melvin was 21 yesterday as well.
Yes.
Counting backwards.
Yeah, I
Happy
was 14
birthday.
years old when I made the documentary 5 years ago.
Yeah, you made
Like
the
my
documentary
brother.
when you were 14, 15. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, is that?
And Daniel says he's nearly 38.
Oh.
That's good. That makes me about the same age.
Exactly. So, Stig, is there anybody you want to do a shout out to?
Dinky Die.
Dinky Die.
That'll do.
Yay!
Hey, I must admit, you've got the best T-shirts and the best. Are these called stubbies?
Stubby.
They're cool as those are. What goes in them is stubby.
Stubbies, but they are literally the best in the world.
Yeah, it's nice too.
They're not used over in England, really, are they? Because
It's
It's
cool.
not hot
the
enough.
beard
They don't really fit on gin glasses.
Yeah.
We got the beer don't last that long in England to have to keep it in a stubby cooler,
Exactly.
does it?
No, let's hang it out the door, really.
Exactly. So, just before we go, we have a special guest on next week, and I'd like to ask you guys if you would like to ask her a question. So, our guest next week is Dana Grant, who was the stunt double for Furiosa in the new Fury Road film. So she's like one of the main stunt ladies in the world, been in about 20 top films. She was the Furiosa stunt double for all of the Fury Road. Is there a question that you would like to ask her next week?
Yeah, what was Tom like?
That's a good question. Good question. AD, anything from you?
I'd be just interested to know. Well, I suppose. Well, I don't know. It's a difficult one, really. I suppose, isn't it?
It's very impressive.
It's a difficult one, really, to ask a question. I think that
ask when she's the next time coming by the Mad Max Museum.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was kind of, I was impressed with the stunt work they did. I suppose it's me really just letting her know how impressed I was with the stunt work, rather than kind of asking her a question, really. But
and what probably was the most impressive stunt she thought she had to?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Is there a question from you, Melvin, sir?
Yeah, I think quite the same, but I don't know.
I'll put you all on the
Michael has got now. Michael Stefan has a good question. Is she single and is she available?
Nice one, Michael.
Is she single and available?
Yes.
Oh dear. Well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. We love you guys. We are massive fans of the documentary and of the museum, and we would love to get you all back on again. We're going to start sharing the new t-shirt design, and we'll get the shop up and running, ready for September for the big launch. And have a wonderful weekend. Anything else from anybody before we go? Or is that about it? I think we're done. I think we're done.
Stay safe and wear your masks, because I want this shit to be over soon, yeah?
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for everybody who stayed on and watched. This will be next week. We're going to stream this directly to YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time, and this is also available as a podcast. Ooh, awesome. So cheers from us, guys, and we will see you all next week.
See you all. See you, Melvin.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.